here. Oh my goodness. Okay, the elephant in the room here. This is what happens when you use kind of a hair color that's meant, I think, for a person with a different ethnic background. This is supposed to be dark blonde, and now I'm Lucy.
Or, you know, you look like you might be part of the Trump family.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, well, orange is orange.
Orange is the new dark blonde. Okay, well, hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Bud.
This is Bud.
That's
I'm not going to say A.
Better yet, yes.
We have decided to do a holiday/Christmas tag, which I've seen going around, and modified the questions just a little bit so they would fit more with, well, answers that we could enjoy giving, I guess. Yeah. So there's 12 questions, and we're going to start right away here.
Okay, now, am I giving you the answer first, or are you giving your answer first? How does that work?
We'll rotate that.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, I don't want to give you any ideas so you can cheat. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Well, to watch, I would say Christmas Vacation. But in terms of my all-time favorite, it's A Christmas Story by Dickens. They've done 30 versions of it, and being a part of a comedy group for 50 years, we've done 6 takeoffs on it ourselves. So,
A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of the old-fashioned ones, like Christmas in Connecticut and Miracle on 34th Street, the Natalie Wood one, and any version of A Christmas Carol is kind of neat. And of course, It's a Wonderful Life, just to see Donna Reed being a bubbly young woman.
Great.
Yeah, so, and I like some of the newer ones. Some of them are kind of lame. We just
Christmas
watched one.
Cranks.
Oh, that was, oh my God, that was awful. I mean, there were like moments in that were laugh out loud funny, but basically it was pretty cheesy.
I don't know why we watched it till the end, because it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
That one is easy. It is John and Yoko, Happy Xmas, War is Over. Nothing gets you into the Christmas spirit more than hearing Yoko screeching in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job with that. Yeah.
Merry Christmas, John.
Merry Christmas, Yoko.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, John.
Happy Christmas, Yoko.
Yeah. My favorite holiday songs, I used to collect them when I was DJing, so I heard so many, and my favorites are always those comedy ones by the Bob Rivers Comedy Troupe. They take contemporary songs and they twist the words around, so kind of like Weird Al Yankovic for holiday music. And I also like Someday at Christmas from Stevie Wonder. I think that's a really touching one.
Bob Rivers, by the way, Comedy was the group that offered us money to join them. It didn't work out that way.
Your group?
Yeah.
Oh,
Recording my
radio
comedy. Yeah, comedy group.
recording group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you put up a tree, is there a sentimental ornament?
I'm wondering if there is one on the tree that does not have any sentimentality. From our first tree on, it was always about family, and we have ornaments on the tree for all of our grandchildren, our children, and our folks, 2 of which we lost since the first tree. At least I tried. Yukon basketball, but you may never have heard of it, but they've won, I don't know, the most championships since 1999. But my dad was captain of Yukon basketball in 1946, and my brother and I grew up with it. And when they were in the old Yankee Conference, all the games were in New England. We'd drive to Maine or New Hampshire. Wherever they had a game, we drove, because none of it was on TV. Now I won't even go to a home game. Watch them all on the 65-inch screen.
I know.
How about you?
I think probably, yeah, my mom's bingo card, because she used to play like 32 cards at once. They used to be like B7. She used to go up and down the rows of cards. She used to play at the church bingo, and she'd take me with her a lot too. I never played that many cards, but, and my father's is back here somewhere. He's a bottle of VO. He was an avid drinker. Yeah, there's something for everybody in here, and I guess there are a lot of things that symbolize different parts of our lives. I have some older ornaments from my great-grandmother, and some, these are ornaments from the 1950s and 60s from my family tree. They have been surviving quite narrowly each time we move and each time we pack in this heat and coldness in the attic. But anyway, do you send Christmas cards?
Yes and no. No means that I don't remember sending any Christmas cards ever. But of course, not only does Kathy send Christmas cards every year, but she's known for her infamous Christmas letter that one of your friends, I think, said they've saved everyone since the early 80s.
Early 1980s, yeah. I send one every year, one of those real long ones, you know, that you write, you know, like in January we did this, this, and that. And I tried to use it almost like a journal. Not real boring stuff, but just like the major stuff: moved, new boyfriends, ex-boyfriends,
I try to discourage those now. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I do, and I have an ever-expanding list. I don't take people off of the list until they pass away, so I have an ever-expanding
Sometimes not even then.
Yeah. What is your favorite Christmas memory?
Let's see. My son James, since he was about 9, wanted to be a rock star. And his mother, who I'm not his mother. No, but his mother, who I was divorced from by the time, I think he was around 12, when it became clear he wasn't going to get one from his mother, and so my side of the family chipped in and bought him a really nice electric guitar, and he wound up doing, you know, wound up in a rock and roll band in California.
Yeah. So Log Davy is the name of the band. You should look them up on YouTube or their website.
Yeah, you hear a few of their songs on MySpace, or you know.
They opened up for Plain White Tees once.
Yes,
yeah,
they
that
did.
Was good.
And if there's one song you want to put in the video for a song, call it 6 Feet Under, is it, or 6 Feet Down?
6 Feet Down.
Well,
6
one
Feet
or the
Down.
other.
That was a hit song.
Yeah,
So
Google
Long
it on
Davy,
YouTube.
6 Feet Down. That was terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite memory is probably when I was about 11 years old, and back in '69, I think it was. My whole family, I had all older brothers and sisters because we were products of 2 marriages. You know, my parents each were married before and had 2 children. They married each other, and then they had me. So I had these halves. I was 5, one of Jackson's 5. I was the baby in the family. So the older ones were married, they had babies, you know, whatever. They all came home to the tiny little Cape Cod house and only had 1 bathroom and 2 bedrooms. And we hung all 12 of our stockings down the stairway. And it was just like such a great time for me to see everybody all together at once. And we extended the kitchen out into the living room to eat dinner. And it was just a really nice time, and I think it was the very last time that the entire family was together. I had one brother who graduated and went to New Zealand on a teaching program, and he wound up marrying somebody and having 4 children, and it was hard for him to come back into the country again. And I had 2 brothers who went in the Navy and went to Vietnam, and I had a sister who was traveling. She lived in Guam for a while with her husband and baby. So we never really all got together again, ever. You know, and so it was a really nice family memory for me.
Those family memories are so important.
Do you have any Christmas traditions?
Well, one of the biggest traditions in my family, every Christmas Eve was at my grandmother's, and then after that my mother's, and after that my sister, until she ended it a few years ago. we knew it had gone on for a long time, but nobody really knew how long. And then we stumbled into a picture of the family, and on the background of, on the back of the picture, it was written Christmas Eve 1903. So that's how long that tradition went on. It ended, but it ended for reasons things normally end for, is people don't stay in the towns that they grew up in. You know,
it's harder to gather everyone now.
Yeah, none of my kids live in state, and when we do our family party, which is my favorite night of the year.
Every year, we try to make it sometime in mid to late December or early January every year. We have the kids and their spouses. And,
and you have to line up so much. Where my daughter and husband own a business. My son and my daughter-in-law have high-powered jobs.
They do a lot of traveling.
And so just getting the date set is hard enough, but I always have a great time with my kids and my grandkids.
The oldest granddaughter too, she's a budding actress, and she's always got auditions going on this time of year.
Because we were going to do it this weekend, but she auditioned on Friday, and if she makes the cut as terms of a second audition, she would be performing today, which, having seen her, my guess is that she is going to make the cut on that.
Got some talented kids.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, very artistic and yet business oriented as well.
So we do have a lot of traditions. I do this kind of fun thing called hide the pickle, which that didn't come out right, did it? It's a glass ornament, and it's on the tree somewhere. The girls actually hit it on me before they left last week, so I have to actually look for it.
That's why it's a contest, is because it's not easy to find.
We have the youngest kids. We wait until they've all left the room, and I hide the pickle on the tree, and then they come in and they spend some time, and the first person that finds the pickle hidden in the Christmas tree, which is green, so it's hard to find it, they win an extra prize, and it's usually some like mug with hot cocoa set, or some kind of a cute spinner or something. It's something that any age child would like, but that's always kind of a new tradition that we started that is kind of fun.
Yeah, the first time was really exciting because my sister, shortly after we met, my sister met the woman that became her wife. And they came over for Christmas, and Kathy thought hide the pickle would be just the right party game for them.
For the lesbian couple, it didn't work out as well.
My sister's exact comment to me is, hide the pickle for a lesbian couple, really? But,
well,
hey,
I mean that's attaching a sexuality to it anyway. So,
yeah, but she was she was trying to be funny. That's all.
I bake cookies.
You do. They're excellent. In fact, she has to have, although she has to have it written on here so that she remembers to do it.
Yeah, right. I bake about 10 or 11 different types of cookies every year. I usually try to incorporate one new recipe, and I picked that one up from Dolores over there in she is the baking diva, so I'll link her channel below, but she's doing a cookie each day, and her cranberry white chocolate ones I think I'm going to make along with the butternuts. But I make cookies every year. I really enjoy it. It takes the whole weekend to do it. And the baking diva,
The baking diva, okay.
Dolores, she's great.
Sure.
Yeah, I love to bake, and I also love to take a ride and look at the lights. I'm just like a little kid. I love to look at the lights. And there was a place in South Windsor, Connecticut, where the former mayor decorates, it's almost like a football field size field, filled with animated characters, everything from the religious ones to Santa to popular Disney characters to pixel
it's crazy.
creatures. It's wild, but we really enjoy
I mean, people line up. Sometimes you can't even get near the house because there's so many cars.
It's quite a lot. I think at the end of this video, I'll just show you a quick ride by, and everybody gets on your bumper and beeps their horn and everything. The neighbors hate it. They absolutely hate it. But
no, you'll enjoy it. It will be just as bad as if you were there.
It's just like being there, as you would say. Yeah.
Yes.
So other traditions, I usually take my entire autumn and late summer wardrobe and donate it to the bins. And we don't really do anything else, do we? Well, the cookies are big. No, we give those out, and actually by giving those out, we're visiting people. So, and I bring them to work.
Well, this year we're going to, on Christmas Day, repeat something we did. I think it was the first Christmas we were together,
one,
2010, something like that. And we went to see Kathy's dad, who doesn't live that far from the casinos in Connecticut. And while neither of us are much for gambling, there's so much less people there on the holiday that you can go to any restaurant without a reservation.
Yeah, the casino.
They last time we went there, as I said, 7 years ago,
Ronnie Spector was
Thank
there.
you. Ronnie Spector did all the
Ronettes.
Ronettes
She did
hits.
Christmas stuff, which was just bizarre. Sitting in it was a free
Yeah,
performance.
it was a free thing. Yeah.
And she was like from here to 5 feet away from us practically, and still sings strong. Still looks great.
We hear from her
Tiny
all the
little
time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She may actually come over for
BFF.
Christmas.
Yeah, she'll be coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's about it for traditions and.
So time to move on to the next question.
Time to move on to the next question.
Go.
What is your favorite holiday cookie?
Yeah, I'd say I really like your sugar cookies. Those are definitely my favorite. Although I like sometimes I like, well, you make those cookies with chocolate. I'm kind of a chocolate person.
The cream cheese ones, they're dipped in chocolate on one end and rolled in crushed walnuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. I like those round powdery ones that kind of have nuts in them and they just melt in your mouth. We call them Mexican wedding cakes, but I don't know what they're called. They're nut balls?
This is one of
I
your
don't
dad's decisions to follow. I met her dad the first time, and he just looked at me and he said, "Look, I'm a bigot. You're going to just have to put up with that." And considering he was 89, and we knew that he wasn't going to be around long.
Yeah.
Putting up with it was difficult, because I wasn't raised like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was raised like that, and it was horrible to put up with. Anyway, what would you like for Christmas?
Peace on earth.
I want a new president.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for that one too.
And that actually will probably help the other thing. Jeez, I tell you, I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What YouTube beauty guru would you like to do your makeup for a big event?
Oh, let me think about it. This is a tough one, because there's that young girl who's got the channel, and no, of course it would be you.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yeah. I mean,
I did your Klingon makeup. That was fun.
Award-winning Klingon makeup.
Yeah,
the first year we won an award for and
Yes,
we were
we
told that it was the makeup that put us over the top.
Yeah.
And I still don't know anything about makeup, fortunately.
Yeah. I would go more towards probably Sabrina, and she's a younger gal. She's a redhead too. I'm going to take care of this, believe me. So,
do you want to take a break? I mean, I can keep them entertained while you do it.
Unbelievable. I do have my color Oops on order, and I'm going to be dark mousy brown, dark mousy blonde again soon.
Well,
so
and then of course
we'll fix this.
There's always a wig.
There's always the wigs. Yeah. See, I'm not wearing one today, and I probably should be. So, yeah, Sabrina, I probably would have her, and on the other end of the spectrum, maybe I would have Wayne Goss. I would like to try him, or even, dare I say, Jeffree Star, just for the experience of sitting there and chatting with him. Who would you like to kiss under the mistletoe besides your husband, wife, or partner?
You know, when you think about things like this, they're so silly. But why don't I go with Katie Nolan this year, because I mean she's way too young and all that, but she just switched from Fox to ESPN, and she's one of the most talented television people who started off with a YouTube show. And her YouTube show was picked up by a broadcast company, which led her to Fox and then ESPN. But I used to watch her YouTube shows. Beside yours, it was one of the few that I watched all the time.
Mine's a three-way tie between Brendan Fraser, Kiefer Sutherland, and Robert Smith from The Cure. Just triple play. That I've got to have all three of those. Yeah. What was your favorite Christmas gift?
This year?
Of all time.
Oh, well, of all time, I think it was...
you didn't get anything this year, did you? Oh, we got some.
From my children, yeah. We had just started the comedy group in 1967, and I had bought a small mono realistic, which is Radio Shack, tape recorder, and we literally had to keep passing the mic back and forth to do the comedy. So that Christmas, my folks surprised me with a stereo tape recorder, and it really ended up having the group of people who record with me have been my best friends throughout my life. And of course we don't use tape anymore, not since the turn of the century, but I think that one was my favorite as a kid.
That's neat. With me, I was early in high school, and I was an avid photographer, but I was using those little 126 Instamatics and 110 Instamatics, and my pictures were well composed and everything, and my parents got me an Olympus OM1. So dating that back to the early 70s, my first 35mm camera was like groundbreaking for me, and I actually at one point had a small photography business, and I went into photo developing and printing as a career for a while there. I was doing that, and I actually got out of that. I was a little nervous about being around the chemicals a lot, you know, the developer and the bleach and stuff. I was starting to worry about my health, which is very unusual because nothing else I did
could testify to that in
was
court.
geared towards my health.
Yeah, she's not too concerned about her health. When the first winter that I met Kathy, and shortly after we were living together, she just thought she had this cold that she couldn't kick. I kept asking her to go see the doctor, and of course it turned out she had pneumonia. And but you just thought if you kept a smile on your face, you'd weather through it all.
Yeah. Okay, the last question. Will you be making any resolutions for 2018?
Not January 1st type resolutions, but I think at the end of the year we all tend to say, okay, what do we want to do, whether it's quit drinking, quit smoking, all those, quit eating so much. I mean, everybody's got a vice that they think if they did less, they'd be happier. But I think the older that you get, the more you realize that we spend way too much time worrying about what's good for us and what isn't good for us. And while you have to have that in perspective, you can't just totally ignore the rest of the universe.
Well, my resolution, of course, is going to be to start trying to eat a little bit healthier, drink a little bit less, and try to exercise a little bit more, because I've become pretty couch potato-ish lately.
Stationary. Well,
Stationary,
she's with the ultimate.
Sedentary. I'm with super
me,
couch potato.
That's me. And
So-
and being, I don't know whether to say I'm retired or, because I mean technically I'm still out in disability. And yes, you know why I watch so much television? I know you know why, but my mother thought it was the babysitter, and I was the first child, and she put a playpen in front of the TV, turned it on, and then just left me there watching it for hours. And
Thanks, Jean.
yeah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. The other thing is I'm going to have my teeth fixed this year. I'm turning 60 in a couple of months, and I decided that I'm going to work on improving my dental plan. And I've actually seen the dentist twice in this last month, and they've done some fillings, and they're measuring me for teeth fills and things like that. So I'm kind of taking stock of things this year, I hope.
I would guess that I'd be right by saying this, that if Kathy didn't bring up her age, I don't know who would guess it, because I'd say she easily looks 10 years younger than she is, maybe even younger than that.
Well, to young people, that's still pretty ancient, so we still get them in.
I actually have a comedy bit that we did back when I was in college, where I'm being interviewed by a cop as part of the show, and they asked me how old the suspect was, and I said, oh man, he was really old, over 30 for sure. And it was
times have changed.
Well, I mean, it was a joke, and I mean, we were doing comedy, but still, there's always an element of truth in joke, good humor. If you're going to write good humor, and that's what was so bad about that movie we saw, is you got to write intelligent humor, and you know, I mean, you can have people tripping around and falling down all day.
The buffoonery was kind of,
yeah, it's like Chevy Chase, you know. It's like when I mean, everyone says he's horrible to work with, but since I'm just watching the films, I don't care.
Naturally funny guy.
He is a funny guy, but I don't like to see him or Adam Sandler, but anybody just falling down and around and doing slapstick. Yeah. No, it's not a jealousy thing. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not making films, but I am available. By the way, if you're thinking, oh, that guy's pretty neat, he'd be great. Actually, I'm just thrilled to be asked on your show.
I get discovered before you, son. This is my channel. Anyway. Yeah, so all of my resolutions have to do with kind of not fighting my age, but making sure that I can continue along. Yeah. And with that in mind, I also have linked below 60andMe. She's a great YouTube channel, and she does stuff all about topics, variety of topics, from finances to lifestyle to beauty to everything else, all to do with being over 60. And she had a very important video recently about how we talk about ourselves as older people. And I've linked her video below because I think it's really important for us to stop being so anti-aging, I guess is the word. It's really a horrible term. And it's not just that, but it's our whole mindset about aging in general. So anyway, that will be linked below, and I want to thank all of you for watching me and watching my videos this year, and I love your comments, and I feel like I've made a lot of friends, and you really do cheer me up when I'm having a bad day, or lunch breaks. You have entertained me in my lunch breaks at work, and I want to thank you, and I'm very grateful to have you there, and welcome to my new subscribers. And we'll be doing the best of high-end makeup and the best of drugstore makeup coming up in the next short time from now.
I'm really looking forward to those because I have to watch every single second.
I make him watch them and critiques me.
Well, I have an opinion, you know, and actually you listen. I mean, if you don't like it, you go, no, I mean, that's about the stupidest thing I ever heard. And she'd usually be right because I don't know anything about making videos. But I want to wish you and your viewers a Merry Christmas, and as always, if you just write in the comments that Bud was the best part of the video,
of course,
my day is made.
Okay, everybody, have a wonderful holiday, whatever you celebrate or do not celebrate. I don't care. Just relax and chill and have a safe and warm winter season.
Happy Christmas.
Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.
I love the colored lights every year, and the way that neighbors stop their cars and stare. I strap a Santa Claus on my roof, plastic candy canes and reindeer everywhere.
I'm stringing up decorations. It's straining the power stations. Fake icicle light formations, imported from third world nations. I'm stringing up decorations. I'm freaking out fire stations. I'm pumping out radiation. My neighbors are out of patience.
Hey, pal, come on, knock it off. It's 3 in the morning.
Gotta keep those Yuletide decorations up all winter. God appreciates my plugged-in tribute to the Savior. God would love it if I could keep him up till well past Easter. Amen.
I'm putting up a major station, 3 wise men's destination. Nutcrackers in full claymation, little drummer boy animation.
Ba la 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 la, ba la la, ba la 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 la.